Good morning. How are you all? Merry Christmas. Welcome to Bible class with Andre and Betty. We're continuing our studies today from the book of Judges. And today we'll be focusing on the thought, feeling ignored. It's not a good feeling when you think you've been left out of something or you have been discredited by someone. And so we'll see that this tribe of Ephraim felt as though they had not been treated right. And so we're looking at feeling ignored. Chapter 12 is where we are. And verse 1, and the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together and went northward and said to Jephthah, wherefore passest thou over to fight against the children of Ammon, and didst not call us to go with thee? We will burn thine house upon thee with fire. So they feel like this is the tribe of Ephraim, which Ephraim is Joseph's second son, and his name means fruitful. And he will become known as but the northern kingdom in Samaria during the times of the kings. But we're not there now. We're in the time of the judges. And so he says, I'm going to kill you because you didn't call me to go with you to fight against Ammon. Verse 2, and Jephthah said unto them, I and my people were at great strife with the children of Ammon. And when I called you, you delivered me not out of their hands. So he says, you're not telling the truth. I did call you, but you did not come to help me. Verse 3, Jephthah says, and when I saw that you delivered me not, I put my life in my hands and passed over against the children of Ammon. And the Lord delivered them into my hand. Wherefore then are ye come up unto me this day to fight against me? So Jephthah turned the tables on them and let them know that they were at fault, and not Jephthah for not calling them to fight with them. And so when we're feeling ignored by someone or something, then we need to examine our own hearts to see if we have just missed an opportunity to be a part of something that would be good for us and good for whomever we would be with. And so you'll come up to fight against me when the fault is yours. Verse 4. Then Jephthah gathered together all the men of Gilead and fought with Ephraim. So now Jephthah, who is the judge, Jephthah is he's the ninth judge. And that we studied last week in chapter 11 and chapters 10 and 11. And so now Jephthah is going to turn against them. Verse 4, I'm reading again. Then Jephthah gathered together all the men of Gilead and fought with Ephraim. And the men of Gilead smote Ephraim, because they said, Ye Gileadites are fugitives of Ephraim among the Ephraimites and among the Manassites. Now Manasseh was Joseph's first son, in the book of Genesis, and his name means forgetting. And Ephraim will become the northern kingdom in the times of the kings. Verse 5. And the Gileadites took the passages of Jordan before the Ephraimites. And it was so that when those Ephraimites which were escaped said, Let me go over, that the men of Gilead said unto him, Art thou an Ephraimite? If he says nay or no, then said they unto him, Say now Shibboleth. And he said Sibboleth, for he could not frame to pronounce it right. Then they took him and slew him at the passages of Jordan. And there fell at that time of the Ephraimites 42,000. And so, because they were lying about them not being an Ephraimite, the Gileadites asked them to say this one word. And they could not frame their lips. They could not use their tongue to pronounce the word right. And because of that, they put themselves in jeopardy and identified who they were, and they ended up getting killed, and 42,000 of them died. Verse 7, and Jephthah judged Israel 6 years. Then died Jephthah the Gileadite and was buried in one of the cities of Gilead. Verse 8 is the 10th judge. And after him, Ibzan of Bethlehem judged Israel. And he had 30 sons and 30 daughters, whom he sent abroad, and took in 30 daughters from abroad for his sons. And he judged Israel 7 years. Then died Ibzan and was buried at Bethlehem. These judges, as long as they judged the people or they were governing the people were at rest. They were not in war. But when the judge dies, then they get caught up again in idolatry. And God will let the nations who are against them rule over them for a period of time. And so this man Ibzan, when he became judge, he also had 30 sons and 30 daughters. And this is where we get the foreign exchange from. When students from overseas come to America, and American students will go to a foreign land for studies. So this was not man's idea. This was God's idea to have foreign exchange students. And now the 11th judge, verse 11, and after him, Elon, a Zebulunite, judged Israel. And he judged Israel 10 years. And Elon the Zebulunite died and was buried in Jalon in the country of Zebulun. So he came from Jacob's son Zebulun, which was also a son of Leah, of the 4 women that Jacob had children by in the book of Genesis. Abnon, the 12th judge. And after him, Abdon, the son of Halil, a Parathonite, judged Israel. And he had 40 sons and 30 nephews, and that word nephews means grandsons, that rode upon 70 ass colts. And he judged Israel 8 years. Riding upon ass colts meant that they were in high society. They were in the royal line that they rode up on ass colts. And Abdon, verse 15, and Abdon, the son of Halil, the Parathonite, died and was buried in Parathon in the land of Ephraim, in the mount of the Amalekites. So for the past couple of weeks, we've had the 10th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th judge. And next time, up until chapter 16, we will be talking about Samson, the womanizer, as being a judge, and he judged Israel 20 years. But we'll talk about him next time. So Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year, and Happy New Year. You all have a great holiday. Bye.